receive your child, you do not also receive an instruction manual. That would make it too easy, right? I'm a nanny, and with that, I get insight to different parenting styles as I am in the home with the parents, helping to raise the child at times. In high school, I took a child development class, and in that class, we learned about the 4 parenting types that are recognized by psychologists. Those are authoritarian, assertive, permissive, and neglectful. Now, what comes to mind when you hear authoritarian parenting? Let's see if it's accurate. Authoritarian parents have a high demand, high level to control their lives, and low communication. Authoritarian parents have strict rules and expectations that they expect the child to meet with strict obedience. If that obedience is not there, that is then met with strict punishment. Now, authoritarian parents support and take place in corporal punishment, such as spanking. When it comes to communication, the my way goes is the main thing. They don't see a need to take their child's communication into consideration. The phrase, because I said so, is the only explanation that they see the need to give. All of this ends up with the child as an adult having a strained relationship with their parents. Now that we just finished up with authoritarian parenting, let's move on to assertive parenting. They sound similar, but are they? Authoritarian parents have a high demand, high communication, but they leave room for the children to make natural mistakes and have natural consequences. Authoritarian parents have high yet reasonable expectations and boundaries. When those are not met, the child does not face punishment, but discipline, as it helps them to learn from their mistakes. Discipline is often correlated with the child's actions and reasonable. Communication for assertive parents is just as important as the high demand with expectations and rules and boundaries. The communication is two-way. They take the child's thoughts and opinions into consideration. The phrase, because I said so, may come out every once in a while, but they typically try to explain and give reason to why things are happening. This creates a safe place for the child, and they don't fear going to the parent when in trouble since there is no fear of punishment. Overall, when the child is an adult, this leaves the parents and the child having a good and healthy relationship. Now that we have gone over authoritarian and assertive parenting, let's move on to permissive. Permissive parents have low demand, do not allow for natural consequences, and have high communication. Permissive parents, whenever they come and think about boundaries and expectations, they're either there and not enforced with discipline, or they're non-existent. This is all because the parent wants the child to like them and to be their friend. Now, communication, very high up there. However, it is often the child that leads it. What the child wants, the child gets. Because of this, when the child is grown, they take advantage of the relationship with the parent. Now that we've gone over the 3 main types of parenting, authoritarian, assertive, and permissive, it's time to go on to the less parenting type, neglectful. It's hard for me to call this parenting type because there's not much done in it. There are no expectations, no demand, no communication, and no discipline. The only thing that the parent gives the child is basic necessities such as food and shelter. The parents often parent like this because they suffer with mental health issues and drug abuse. Now, this causes the child to have immense struggle growing up. They struggle socially, intellectually, with rules outside of the house because there are none at home. And this also sets them up for having future mental health problems. This, all in all, when the child is an adult, leads to the parent and child having no relationship at all, basically. In the end, every parent is going to parent their child differently. There's no same way to parent each child, as every combo is different. With the exception of neglectful parenting, all parenting styles have pros. They also have their cons. It's just important to remember that the child will remember the way that they were raised. Not only will that influence the relationship that you have with your child whenever they are an adult, but it also will hugely impact the person that they become. It will also influence how they react and intertwine with society. My sources were Britkana, the American SPCC, and Psychology Today.